Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Simhanger channel. My name is Mark. In this video, we're turning our attention to a company that's having a bigger and bigger impact on our flight sim experience, Navigraph. At the recently held FS Expo, they made an announcement particularly relevant to you online pilots out there. I was fortunate enough to meet up with some of the team at the FS Expo. Navigraph were at the show in force. And if you're not familiar with who Navigraph are, they're a company singularly focused on providing navigational data, charts, and so on to mirror what pilots use in the real world to enhance both realism and immersion. The company has come a long way in the last couple of years and now offer a comprehensive and expansive range of options and data all contained within a single application. And the past 12 months have been no exception, with more and more features being added. Land cover is one that particularly interests me. Navigraph is not just for the tubeliner pilots out there, so if you're into VFR, then stay tuned to the channel. I recently released my first video looking at VFR within the Navigraph application, covering off flight planning and navigation options, and of course there's more to come, link in the notes below. Let's now have a look at what the announcements and new features are. Please note this is an early preview, these are not released yet, but are expected to be rolled out over the next couple of months. We're now within the application on the high IFR chart, and you'll notice on the top right there's a new button, and it's labeled Networks. And when you click on this button, you'll see something completely new. You'll be able to see all those pilots using Navigraph via SimConnect in real time with a refresh rate plus or minus about 1 second, and of course it's worldwide. And it's not unusual to see anything from 2 to about 10,000 people online at any one time. The map itself is interactive, so if you're particularly interested in an area, you can zoom in, click on an aircraft of your choice, and various bits of information will be displayed. This is still work in progress at this point, but you can get such information as indicated airspeed, altitude, heading, and so on. Another feature that's very cool is you can of course see the route that particular aircraft has flown, and it's planned to also include the destination in a future development. They announced there will be a privacy setting for anybody not wishing to appear online. Whilst having access to this information is very cool, the main feature and function is access to other online networks such as Vatsim and IVAO. Let's take a quick look at Vatsim. To do so, we simply select the tab at the bottom of the map, and now in real time, once again with a refresh rate of circa 1 second, and here we can see various bits of information as well as about 800 pilots online at this time. Navigraph have been working closely with Vatsim to bring this functionality to you, and it's planned that the same interaction will be available on the map by selecting individual aircraft and so on. And the same set of parameters apply equally to the IVAO online network. Once again, you simply select the tab, and we can see those pilots on that network displayed in the purple. Once again, useful and handy information, but it's here that things get really interesting. By now selecting the tab Vatsim SimATC control, we can now bring up all those sectors that currently have a controller, as well as those airports covered. In this particular case, it's Vatsim as it's in green. Had it been IVAO, it would have been in purple. Once again, bear in mind that this is work in progress and there's still quite a lot to be fleshed out. Navigraph are planning to take this one step further. You can zoom into a sector to see the individual control areas available. By doing so, you'll be able to get easy and quick access to additional information such as frequencies for the approach, tower, or whatever the case may be. This will be particularly handy and useful when things are really busy, especially during something like an event and so on. And of course the same will apply to the IVAO pilots. And of course, as you can with most of the maps within Navigraph, you can use your overlays, be it for the airport, the approach, and so on. Another announcement which I found very interesting was if you select a particular aircraft, they intend to expand the amount of information available, including being able to get a visualization of the profile, altitude, speed, and so on. Once again, this might be pretty handy when the skies are busy. And of course, for you VR pilots, you can access this information by the drop-down via the top toolbar, as is currently the case. One of the very relevant questions asked following the presentation was what will be the impact on performance with all these additions. The Navigraph team said that the application is being developed with performance in mind, and that it is likely there will be a number of performance options that an individual could choose depending on their system and bandwidth. For example, perhaps the refresh rate on the live map could be adjusted to, say, not once every 1 second, maybe once every 5 seconds, and so on. They also went on to say that development is still very much in progress, and they would welcome input from users with regards to what they'd like to see and what new features should be added. So you have the opportunity to air your opinions with Navigraph, and I recommend you do so on their Discord. Link via their website link in the notes below. I think it would be worth mentioning at this point, just for clarity, that this is not an ATC program. These new options will give you access to information and the amount of air traffic around you to aid you in your navigation and flight planning. I'm sure we'll be hearing more from Navigraph on this upcoming feature in the near future. Thank you as always for joining me. Stay well, look after yourselves. See you again soon, and bye for now.